Good morning. But of course you can't be awake this early in the morning, huh? Well, I have something that I need to tell you. I'm going to be leaving today to go overseas to Vietnam for a while. I'll be there on a trip to help myself relax a bit from all the drama I've had here. And, well, I feel the stress of having to leave a lot of my things in other people's hands while I'm gone, but I have no other choice. But luckily I'm able to go on vacations like these after leaving that mess of a man a year ago. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. Well, anyway, Kim, I'm going to be leaving my nice little car in your driveway while I'm out of town for a while. So while I'm out of the country, would you be so kind as to take care of my baby to make sure she survives for when I come back? And as for how to care for her, I'd like you to at least turn on the engine for a few minutes once per week. I've heard that if you leave the engine off for a long time, it can be really bad for it. Oh, could you maybe clean outside of the car for me? Thank you. Not using it for a while would leave the outside covered in dust and crap, so it'd be nice to come back to her shining for me. And while you're at that, could you also clean the inside for me? Oh, and as for the car's key, I put it in your mailbox on the way out this morning. And this goes without saying, but if I find any damage on my car when I come back, I'm going to be a little pissed. So with all that, please and thank you. What is this? Hey, Andrea, I only just got out of bed, but what the heck is going on here? Oh, Kim, you've finally seen my text then, huh? Well, today's my day off from work, so I've been sleeping in a bit, but what do you mean by all these messages you sent me last night? I'm saying that I'm going to Vietnam for a while on vacation, and today is the day of my flight, so I had to leave early in the morning to make it to the flight. No, I'm asking you what's going on with your car. What are you talking about? It's been half a year now since the last time we've talked, and now you're telling me you've parked your car in my driveway? And I thought that my car was parked in the driveway all night as well. Well, I'm not sure about that, but your space was open for me to park in. I don't think so, Andrea. Well, if it becomes a problem for you, you can just have your car parked on the side of the road while mine's in the driveway. No, I don't think I can do that. And why did you think it was okay to park your car in my driveway, just have me park my car on the street? And just wait. I just took a look out my window at my driveway and the only car in it is my car. Oh, that shouldn't be the case. You just woke up, so your eyes must still be a bit foggy, right? You need to start waking up, sleepyhead. No, actually, your car is a red car, right? And my car is white, so even if things were a little blurry, I could definitely tell them apart. Well, for the time being, just make sure to take great care of my car. I'll actually be out of the country for 3 years. For 3 years? Well, that's how long I've been wanting to stay in another country for, and Vietnam is cheap enough where I can make it happen. But wait, Andrea, there's no way I could care for your car for 3 years. Why don't you just take your car and put it into storage somewhere while you're gone? Well, I had no other choice. I only just left my husband a few months ago, and so most of the money I had is gone, and I can't afford to pay for a storage location. And I'd also be pretty worried about how my little car would last in storage with nobody looking after it. Well then, why not leave it with your family, Andrea? No, at my parents' place, my crazy brother still lives there, and there's no telling what he could do to my baby. So these are the reasons why you were my only option. But you need to realize right now that your car isn't even in my driveway. It's getting time for my plane to take off, so I'll have to go into airplane mode. Hey, wait! Andrea, we still need to talk about where you're Carly. Wait, Carly? Long time no see. I'm so sorry for not getting back to you in such a long time. No, I feel the same way. Things have all gotten so busy for me and my family, so I've barely had any time to catch up with the friends I had back in the day. I know that it's been over 5 or 6 years now since we last met in person, after you moved away with your husband after marriage, right? How have you been doing? Have you been enjoying the life of a married woman and all that? Sure am, and right now I'm a mother of 2. I see. Oh, that little Carly I used to know has now turned into a mom, huh? Maybe one day we can get our kids and family together and have a barbecue or something in town. That would be really nice, but, I'm sorry. I really do have a bunch of catching up I want to do with you about our lives, but at the moment I've texted you about something else. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions right now? Sure, go right ahead. Well, about your husband. A half a year ago, he had left the company my husband works for, and you both moved out of the company housing, right? Yeah, that's right. At the time, he had been working at that company with his father, but soon after his father retired, he also left, and we moved into a nicer home with our kids. Well, if that's the case, then that means the house you lived in before, the company housing, you have nothing to do with it now, right? Yeah, of course. And we made sure to grab all of our things from there, as well as to pay off the rest of the expenses and hand over our keys to the company. That sounds about right. So, after all, that house really does not belong to you guys anymore. Well, what's been going on at that place? Well, it's just some small things. I had just gotten back to our house from being out of town, and from one of the newer employees in the company, he said that in his parking space there was somebody's car parked in it and he had to park on the road. He then asked me if I knew who it was. Huh? So in other words, someone is parking there without permission. And it's only been 10 days since this new guy has moved into the place, so he has no idea what to do about the car. And when he asked his boss about it, they all had no explanation for him besides talking to the landlord of the housing. So at the moment, they're all working to find out who's parked there. Oh, is that so? Of course, since none of us had any ideas, I thought it would be a good idea to ask you, since it's your old house. Ah, and so that's the reason you wanted to talk with me. Yes, and the company's tried to contact your husband about all of this, but I think he's still working, so he hasn't had time to get back with them. So is the car that's parked there a red car? Yes, it is. Do you know whose it is? I think that might be Andrea's car. Wait, Andrea? Isn't she the one that's been causing all kinds of problems in this neighborhood? Oh, so it seems you also know about the trouble that Andrea is, then? I'm telling you that she's made a name for herself now within the company and the neighborhood. And now that you mention it, your kids are going to the same preschool as hers are, right? Yeah, you could say I know her well, but I have no plans of becoming her friend or anything. So it's her car that you think is parked in this poor guy's driveway? At least that's what I'm thinking, yeah. Well, actually, she had messaged me early yesterday morning to tell me that she had parked her car in my driveway. And when I read her messages, I thought there could be no way she was able to get her car into the driveway, so I was a bit confused by that. But now that I'm thinking of it, she never knew about me moving out of that place, and so now she's just gone and parked her car in some random guy's place. I see. And by the way, she told me that she wouldn't be back for the car until 3 years have passed. 3 years? I felt the same way when I heard that from her because I have no idea what I'd do with her car for that long. And she's out of the country now, so there's nothing I can do to tell her that she's made a huge mistake. I see. And this all makes a ton more sense now as why nobody has come to claim the car. Do you think you could have your husband ask the company if there's anything they can do to fix this? I can try. I'll go ask my husband right now. Well, I'm not sure how much help this will be, but if I get anything from Andrea anytime soon, I'll make sure to send you screenshots of the messages. All right, thank you, Kim. Kim, I just got back from Vietnam and am coming home now. It feels great to be back home after such a long time. Who is this? Huh? Oh, we haven't spoken in over 2 years now, so you probably forgot my number or something. This is your friend Andrea. Ugh, so you've come back after all. But I could have sworn that you said you'd be back after 3 years, right? It's only been 2 years. Oh, well, there's something that I had to come back for. I guess you could say for some more money. So for a little while now, I'll be back here working my butt off to save some more money for my next trip overseas. And I'll be using my car that you've been caring for, so I'll be at your place soon for it. Is that so? How long will it take you to get back here? Oh, around an hour, I think. All right, I'll middle of something. What the hell is going on, and where is my car? I came to your house to come grab my baby, and standing in the driveway was my boss, and I thought he'd be telling me that I was fired or something. But instead he asked me to get into this blacked-out company car and go for a ride with him. Ah, right. What is all this? And I still haven't been able to find out where my car is. Well, Andrea, it seems you chose the wrong house to park your car in. Huh? Well, a while back, 2 years ago, when you had left your car in that driveway, I was already living in a new house with my husband and kids. And so that house was actually home to a new employee that had no idea what was going on. Really? Well, at least with your car, your brother came to get it for you.
No way. My brother took it?
Ah, and to add on to this, that house that you parked your car in is actually the home to one of that company's newer bosses. Well, sort of. He runs the construction group inside the company that works out in the field building new facilities for the company.
Wait, Jerry?
Yeah, so I guess not a new employee, but new resident. And I've heard that he is the boss for the group that your brother is working in, right? I learned about all of this from your brother after he had found out what you'd done to his boss.
Oh, crap.
And there's still more to this, Andrea. Your whole vacation overseas to Vietnam, I heard that you were actually there for work, right? I was already sort of wondering how you still lived in that company housing if you weren't going to be working for 3 years. But then again, I never needed to think about that one for too long. I know that your husband and kids had moved out of there anyway, the moment you had to tell them you were being sent to Asia.
Yeah.
You were supposed to go there to help with the startup with a new department, and after 3 years of doing that, you'd be free to stay there or come back here. But because you were always going to the beach and never actually went out to do your job, you were told you needed to come back to the US right away, right?
Well, that's...
Ah, and I also know that when your ex heard why you were coming back to the US, he said he wouldn't let you see your kids because he had no desire letting them see a mess like you. You really seem to have messed things up by leaving that car of yours in that man's driveway and running off to do a job that you never fully committed yourself to. I know that my story might be a little bit messed up, but does all of this sound about right to you? Well, of course it does.
There's no way everyone could have been telling you this much about me. And before we get to you, why am I being driven somewhere in this company car where my boss isn't even saying a word to me? Where are they all planning on taking me?
Well, this is just a hunch, but I think you'll be going to stay at Jeremy's company dorms.
Huh?
Well, after your boss had found out that you couldn't do your job after all, and you had been wasting the company's money for 2 years overseas, he decided he would fire you. However, your brother stepped in and asked that instead of flat out firing you and kicking you out of the company housing, that you go work for the construction group instead. And Jeremy agreed that you working long days under the hot sun might teach you a thing or two about why you shouldn't be a selfish piece of crap anymore. And of course your brother loved that plan as long as you got to stay in the dorms with all of the other construction workers. You should be thankful that you still have people that want to support you and make sure that you get better.
But why, though? I've been told all the time by my brother that Jeremy is a terrible boss and drives his employees into the ground, getting them to get all their work done in half the time. I'll never be able to stay alive inside that sort of work culture. What's going to happen to me?
Well, it's not like Jeremy wants to destroy you or anything. Rather, he just wants to teach you a few important lessons, as he does with all the bad workers within his company. Your brother has been working for him for a while now, and he seems to be doing fine. Just know that the first year or two will be pretty bad for you, and you'll be covered in dirt all the time from the project work, but soon you'll learn to love it all.
If this was going to be the outcome of slacking off, I really should have just put in my 3 years there and come back to my nice house and car.
Now, although the rest of this story will come from secondhand information, as I'm not really involved in what's been going on after I got stuck dealing with Andrea, I'll say that she is having the time of her life. From what I can tell, Jeremy and his construction group have really been hammering Andrea into her new role without ever giving her enough time to get a breath of air. It seems that she'll have to stay in the company under contract for at least 2 years, and if she decides to quit, she'll have to pay the company back half of what they've paid her. But I don't think she'll have the leeway to do any of that because she'll need this job for a long time with its pay, as she still looks to be paying off the settlement towards her ex-husband. Apparently the whole reason they got divorced in the first place was because Andrea had an affair just after she had her twins, and her husband only just found out 5 years later, but this is all a story for another time. So just as she was saying, had she stayed in Vietnam and not messed around from the start, she would have been a lot better off knowing that she could come home to her house and car. I'm sure that she'll get back to that point someday, but that's only if she's able to survive the harsh labor-intense work she'll be putting up with for 2 years. As for that car, her brother said that she'd only ever get it back if she showed him and their parents that she was a good person, again, that cared about people as much as she did about herself. All I can say is this: I really hope she does turn around and get her car back soon, because it's a nice red sports car, and from the pictures her brother had shown me not too long ago, it's been sitting out back behind his parents' house rotting away. On another note, I'm happy to say that all of this did help me get back in touch with my old friend Carly, and that we have now started going out for family dinners every month to let our kids get to know each other. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.